Okay, so we're back. Let's spray a little ballast all there. Like I say, I'm not crazy about this stuff as a rule, but it does do what it's supposed to do at this point. So now, perfect. I'm gonna put it right. That's a good spot. I like it right there. I'm not going to worry about the AMF antenna interfering with it. I just want to make sure that we're straight this way. Hey guys. Good. Okay. So, yeah, I went through all that making sure it was straight, and look what I do. I get all the fire departments and talk to the chief. There's a few things I got to talk to him about. We have a new member that wants to get involved, and which is fine, but they have to go through actually all the background checks, as if you're getting a gun permit, actually worse, more than that. And then once all that's done, then the chief has to make a decision, and then you have to get sworn in, yada 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 yada. Well, this guy that wants to join, his name is George. He's a brother in the lodge. He was a fireman back in '66 for a number of years, and then he got involved. It was a volunteer at the time, and he was working part-time with the post office. Post office offered him a full-time position, so he left the fire department and went full-time with the post office. Now he's retired from the post office, but he still works for the town. Okay, the town has so he's always been involved with the government somehow, state, local, federal. And then he went to work for the town. The town has like these little shuttle buses that they run around for senior citizen homes and things, and it's a town thing. So now, 3 or 4 days a week, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, he drives this shuttle, around for people that have to go shopping or can't get out or have to go to a doctor's appointment and stuff like that. So he's still working for the town. And it's been like 4 weeks. You don't have to check him out. He's already been checked out. And it's getting to be kind of a pain in the ass at this point. Plus, another one of the guys, let me get the screw on. We also had 2 guys that were useless. Well, I don't want to say 2. One guy that was totally useless. He had nothing but excuses.
New message from WSL George W.
That's him.
I see another week without an answer.
That's it. So meanwhile, he was with the department. Hold on, guys, I'm texting. Okay, sorry about that, guys. But we had this one guy, Val. Now, he was there for about 1.5 years, 2 years before me. And he was filled with excuses. I think he made one training drill. And when he made the drill, he didn't wear any of his clothing that he was supposed to wear. None of his outfit, none of his gear, none of his safety stuff. He came in his car. He didn't bring anything with him. And he just wanted to walk around and talk. Yeah. And then he wants, well, I want a radio. I need a radio. Okay, give him a radio. No calls. Nothing. Still makes no calls. And no drills. And he's starting to make no meetings. So about 8 months go by with no meetings, no calls, no drills, no nothing. I get a phone call. Now, my mother-in-law is dying. Well, this was some time ago. My mother-in-law is dying, so I have to take care of her and watch her. We have a nurse that comes in, 8 hours a day, but I still have to be here. Yak, 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 yak. All right. He says, I noticed, though, I can't use the radio because it makes a lot of noise. When it goes off, it sets a tone. For those of you who know what I mean, beep, Okay, in other words, wake up. There's something coming across. He says, so I think I need a pager. No, you're not getting a pager. Pager does the same thing. Right? And we have this thing called Active 911. It goes on your cell phone. The town pays for this. They pay a monthly VIG for this. When the call goes off, it comes over my phone. And it makes a noise. Same thing. I need Active 911. No, you're not getting Active 911. What do you mean? It says you don't make any drills, you don't make any calls. They're not going to give you more equipment that costs them money if you're not making your drills and calls. Well, I can't, I can't have the radio running, but well, your phone's going to be the same thing. I says, why do you have to keep the radio in the bedroom with your mother-in-law? Are you in? No, I sit in the living room and watch TV. Well, keep the radio with you, and keep it turned down a little bit. He's just filled with excuses, and he wants everything. Gimme, 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 gimme. All right, he had his hand out for everything. So now, I got a hold of the chief. I said, listen, got to get rid of him. Send him a letter. Tell him to bring his stuff back. The chief sends him a letter telling him if he doesn't return all the merchandise, all the equipment within 30 days, the police will be knocking at his door. Well, next thing you know, we're the bad guys. Okay. I get a call. He dropped off a bag. Well, okay, what's in the bag? Now this is where the chief and this other guy dropped the ball. What's in the bag? Well, I don't know. We haven't had a chance to look at it. It's down in the equipment room. Well, we got to know what's in there because he had a radio, which is worth a few $1,000s. He has all the safety equipment, that you wear, that has, the fire department's name all over it. He has, at this point, a set of cones, collapsible cones, that cost $200. So, is this all in the bag? I doubt it, because even the collapsible cones, the box that they come in is about maybe 15 by 15 by 10 high. And it weighs probably 50, 60 pounds. So that can't be in this plastic bag that he brought in. He brought in a plastic bag with what? Well, the next thing I know, I hear that his magnetic signs are still on his car. So he never turned in the signs. So now I'm trying to get hold of the chief because I want to go over and see what it is, because this stuff has to be handed out to another member once this member is approved. So, hello. And not only that, but this stuff has been assigned to us through our stipend, our yearly funding to purchase this stuff with. We don't get funding that just we can buy what we want when we want. We're on a budget, so we just can't keep going out and buying cones and let everybody that join have everything and take it home with them. But sometimes it's just one of those things, So I gotta get over and have a talk with these guys. I don't care if he's a chief or not. right is right, wrong is wrong. You're gonna give me a hard time, I'll quit. I don't care. You know? I don't need it. I'm doing you a favor. Man, that's a toughie. Did I pick a bat screw? Now, normally I don't like doing that. Did you see what I did? You didn't. Well, I was drawing and drilling towards me, where if it slipped, I could have been in trouble. I could have had it in my chest. Much better. That's what I like. Okay. Now I just want to put the meter on it to make sure. Boy, I'm okay. Yeah. How are you? Hey, little fella. And who are you? Ashbed, Ashbed.
Yeah, I'll call you. My name's Fred again.
Okay, okay. Okay. It's okay. Okay, it's all gone. What's up? What's all the noise? Alright, sorry about that, guys. I got a lot of editing to do. But small world. A friend of mine, not a friend, my neighbor, which I didn't realize, just stopped by. They got a little puppy, and they lived down in the corner house, and they were walking the dog, and they started talking. Young couple, and they got a little dog, and we're talking, and him and her want to go for their permits. He's opening a package store, and he works as a bartender at a bar that is family owned, and he has some ownership in it. But the other part of it was she works at InShape, and I said, well, I know somebody at InShape. And he says, Kim. I said, oh, she says, oh yeah. I said, well, my son used to date her. She goes, who's your son? I said, Mark. She goes, you're kidding. I go, no. She says, she talks about Mark all the time. That's all she does is talk about Mark. All right? Mark has passed away. He's the one that we lost back in 2011. And I'm not going to blame Kim for that. Can't blame anybody actually but himself. But things could have been different if she was different, if you know what I mean. She was older than Mark. Mark was 18 and she was 24. Now that's not a big deal to me, but apparently it's a big deal to her father. Well, come to find out, her father also worked with my wife in the same department at the phone company. And it was one of those things to where her father was weird and she was a little weird. Her father didn't approve of her dating younger men. Well, when I say that, I really don't know for sure. Again, it's only an assumption, because my son was dating her for a long time. And they were living together. But every time her father said he's coming over, my son would have to move all of his clothes out of the house because she didn't want her father to know that she was dating Mark. Now, her father knew Mark. And then her father also knew Mark because my wife, you know, oh yeah, I know Kim, yeah, oh yeah, all right. Well, apparently, make a long story short, you know, Kim basically forced Mark out of her life that way, and Mark had a friend of his, you know, a guy, and said, well, why do you put up with this shit? Why do you put up with this shit? You know, blah, 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 blah. You know, and after a while, Mark started thinking about it, and he said, well, why am I putting up with this shit? You know, and he was a good-looking kid. He actually did modeling and everything. And one thing led to the other. Next thing you know, he left her, and then he got stuck on the juice, because he used to work out all the time. And this friend of his was on the juice, which was a bad friend. And one thing led to the next, and the next thing you know, it was over. But small world where all this happens. There you go. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. What am I going to do, you ask? I am going to disconnect the wire that's on that battery now, because it's too short. It's too short. And then I'm going to take what I need off this roll, and I'm going to run it down in there up to the side of the seat. And then I'm going to run another lead from the side of the seat across under the carpet to under this seat. And then when the wife gets home, I'll take the breaker out of the van, because there's two of them there and we're only using one, and put it over there on that seat over there, and then I can tie this one in over here. So that's what the plan is. So first I have to make room so I can get the van out, so I can get the battery out over there. So let me start by doing that first, and then we'll start making arrangements. Anyway, my neighbors, which I just meant, the ones with the dog, actually a lot of them have dogs, and when they see me out, they approach. And they like to use the firearms as a starting point, which is okay, you know. they can approach me. They don't have to talk about firearms to approach me, but it gives them a reason. You follow? So, the other day I was talking to somebody that was right across the street. I didn't know he lived there. Yeah. But, that's the way it is. And then this guy, this couple, young couple, they live 4 houses down on the corner. So, okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this line out, put a new line in, run it, and I don't have to worry about it shorting out because the ground isn't hooked up. If the ground was hooked up, I would worry about it. But right now, I can take this 12 power positive and nothing's going to happen as long as this isn't hooked up. Alright, so let me get some tools, and that'll take me about a minute, and then we'll take this off, run a new wire, and then we'll go to the other side of the van again. Oh, sorry about that. I thought I was going to be back a lot quicker, but next thing you know, the toolbox, I left it out. However, it was covered, but apparently the cover didn't stop the rain from getting into it. So I wanted to get everything out of the toolbox so that I can get the water out of it. So that's what I was doing. And again, sorry guys. Now this should be the easiest way, as long as the nut stays where it belongs. And it probably won't. So I won't unscrew it all the way because the nut won't stay where it belongs. That's just the nature of the beast. Okay, so we got that piece. That's a good piece of wire. Now let's get this. Let's strip this down. So meanwhile, guys, I guess I'm gonna have to call Town Fair Tire corporate office again because they haven't got back to me yet, and they owe me some money. So, speaking of money, last night I was kicking some things around with the wife, and I said, "Gee, wife." And she goes, "Gee, husband." I said, "Yeah, the more I think about it," and then she said, "Oh no, I hate what you think." I said, I don't know exactly how much I owe out, you know, in credit cards and things like that. You know, because I get carried away every now and then. I don't think about it. I really don't. I said, but I'm thinking it's probably close to maybe $6,000–7,000. I said, so what I'm thinking of doing is taking the money out of the bank and paying them off. I said, and then I'll just put them in the safe deposit box, or not the safe deposit box, but the safe, so I don't have them with me, because if they're not with me, I won't use them. So she says, why are we talking about this? I says, well, and it makes sense to me. Think about this for a minute. on my credit cards, I'm paying somewhere in the neighborhood between, I'm going to say 7 and 9% most of the time. Yeah, every now and then they offer you that 3%, stuff like that. But 7 to 9 is the average running on my credit cards. I said, and the money that's in the, not so much the IRAs or the IR whatever, you know, that stuff. I said, but did I take the wrong socket? I bet you I did. Now, we do have money naturally in different parts of the system that are making some pretty good points. And I don't want to take it from that. However, the normal stuff that's in the bank, it's really not giving us all that much money. I think we're getting maybe 2.75 to 3.5, somewhere in that neighborhood. So again, it's not a lot. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not a lot, if you know what I mean. So I said, it'll be cheaper in the long run because we're not making a lot of interest and we're paying out more than we're making. So it'll be cheaper for me just to take it out and pay off my credit cards. Which makes sense, don't you think? Now, granted, the thing you have to pay attention to, you have to kind of watch yourself, is that you don't want to start running up credit cards again. Because that can be dangerous. Because now, you've taken money out to take care of it. You've taken care of it, so now you're out the money to save money. And then what do? You go back in debt and start doing the money again. So you really have to make sure that you're going to work it the way you said you're going to work it. And do it the way you said you're going to do it. Okay, so we have the new wire on. I got to put a little silicone right there. But this will also stop it from hitting the case. So I said, you know, I don't know about all of you guys. I'm just thinking, you know, sometimes we think out loud. I don't need a pocket full of credit cards. The way I had the van parked, the back is a lot higher than it was. Okay, so I want to throw some silicone in here and down here, just to make sure everything is copacetic. I don't know how water got in that toolbox. I really don't. Alright, so that takes care of that. Now, I want to make sure nothing's going to hit that for now. Okay, let's put the top back on. Let's put the top on. I said, let's put the top on. Okay, let's slide it up under the seat where I want it. I don't want it all the way, but I do want it up there. I want it over a little bit more. I don't want it right in the middle. Doesn't give me enough room on either side to do anything. So there we go. That's where I want it. Right there. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. Alright, so the ground's going to go here. The vent is going to go down underneath the carpet. And right there, there's a carriage bolt. So I can just lift that out because it's not bolted through. It's just a long 3-inch by a ½ inch maybe a little bit wider carriage bolt that's sealed. The hole's all filled in with silicone in the carriage bolt and more silicone. That's where the seats were bolted in. So then I can take the bolt out, drop this through, and continue to fill the hole with silicone. Now the battery vent will go under the carpet right here on this seam and down into the hole on the floor. And I don't have to worry about it. Alright, so we're done there. Now, let me get everything else back in. Alright, so now we're back in here. We're in here. The bowl will always stay here. The ammo can always stay here. The first aid will always stay here. These two will not always be here. The magnets will always be here. That will always be here, but not here. They'll be up there behind the seat. Same with that. So it doesn't matter how they fit all this in the astral fan. Damn, that's what I'm working on here. I have no idea. Maybe I'm just going to sloppy careless with packing this stuff. Who knows? Alright, go to the front. Oh, no slam doors. Why not? Alright, so anyway, now here we are. Now, let's get some of this. Go back here. Put this over here. I'm going to Velcro this up there, but for now, we'll just stick it there because I forgot the Velcro. When I say this, I mean 2 speakers. Water bottle. Alright, now, what I want to do is get an idea how much. Oh, I would have cut way too much off if I had done that. Okay, so we're going to take this and go there, go here, go there, go here. Yeah, I would have taken off like an extra 2.5, 3 feet. That would have been quite a bit. Now see, a lot of this trim stuff, I can do a lot of this trimming of the carpet. That can get done anytime, actually. It's not a big deal, if you know what I mean. It's more cosmetic than anything else. Okay, so this is going to come under here. Tie it to that. Come down under here. Now I'm not going to put it under. There's 2 sets of carpets here. I'm only going to put it under the first set because I want the carpet between the metal floor. Well, actually it's a wood floor, so I don't have to worry about it. Maybe I can. Maybe I will. Down here, maybe I think I will because it's wood, so I don't have to worry about it chafing the wire as much as I was thinking at this point. There. Okay, now let's bring this down here. And flip right over to the front seat. There. Okay. See, like I say, finish cutting that in, that's just cosmetic, so I'm not too concerned about it. So, and the ground wire is going to go right there. So I just got to get a bolt for that. Good. Again, I don't know how these tools got all, the toolbox got filled with water. Because it was covered. I mean, it was covered. And it closes up. I have another one there, the bottom part of it, that doesn't close up, and also was covered. And that doesn't have water in it. So, alright, so I need this, and I need this. Alright, let's go to the front door over there. Actually, I'll just put it right here for now. I'll beat you there in a second.